it's very high. So there are a lot of considerations that are close to space. Energy store material, especially the outer material, is susceptible to quite a fires, sun, and radiation. In 6 months, ascent and descent is complex, and a lot of unknowns. It hasn't been done, but it can be done. And this is a little bit about a pressurizing system. You can assume something that's going from the ground level, from 1 bar or 1 atmosphere, and then going to such a high altitude, changing its shape, changing the pressure. So all of these are quite complex things, along with the ascending and descending and handling of such a huge, over 200-meter piece on the ground with susceptibility to wind, etc. But again, we have done extensive analysis, extensive testing, some of it with investment from the Russian government, some of it from abroad. There is initial agreement between India and Russia to develop it, and we are looking also for the private sector to join this huge, huge opportunity. This is the hybrid airship. This is the hybrid airship. This is another topic, but related to airship. This is not lighter than air. This is a magic. This is something that is heavier by air. It is hangarless, can land like a helicopter without any infrastructure. No feedering, which is all the people with ropes and hundreds of people trying to tie to the ground. It's just land on sea, on ice, on sand, on every flat surface. Vertical takeoff landing, relatively low dimension. For an airship of length of 75 meters, we can carry 16 tons of a payload. Door to door, which is very important, and up to 200 kilometers per hour, so it's not a race car. We have 2 variants of this, or we are developing 2 variants of this. And this is in quite an advanced stage of development, let's say, in the area of PDR for people who are doing defense projects. One is the Atalant 30, which is capable of carrying 60 tons, and you can see some of the parameter of length, size, etc. And the other is Atalant 100 that can carry 60 tons. I will not ask you, but I hope that you agree with me that to take 60 tons without no limitation to space, from door to door, with high efficiency, low emission, it's quite a challenge and quite a solution which I will try to show. This is a NASA study about the sensibility of hybrid and the necessity of hybrid airship. So of course the ease of environment, emission, energy, economics, also I can add noise is important, new markets, new aerospace export, and a lot of security related issue. This is a little bit about the sweet point where these airships is in the new transportation philosophy on new transportation devices between helicopter, which is by far more efficient, about 10 times more efficient than helicopters, to aircraft, to ships, train, etc. And I think that this is really a manifestation of the difference of a world with hybrid airship to a world without airships, with additional access door-to-door, much higher and efficient energy, eco-friendly, green energy, fewer restriction, no need for infrastructure. And if we are talking about infrastructure, this is just some small examples in a very different territories. The lower is Alaska, with the North Alaska, which is completely frozen, and all frozen literally, not only because of the snow and the ice, but because you can see what happened when you try to move on the Arctic roads, and the upper is much warmer, but still condensed. This is about Brazil and some many areas that have very serious infrastructure problem, and the percentage of transportation in GDP is pretty high and harming the economy. But I would like to state, and I put a truck, a colorful truck in India, that also countries like India, where some infrastructure is missing and some roads are too populated, may be needing this technology. Russia, of course, needed for East Siberia. This is here, and I'm accelerating on the request of the distinguished chair. You can see when you try to move, and this is our first customer. We have a first respective customer who would like to transport helium. This is a little bit funny. Helium from Russia to another country, and if he would like to move, he needs to move with train, with ships, with a lot of steps that may take up to 18 months, where with the airships, it can take a matter of 2-3 days. Fresh good, changing the world. Think about a world where an electrical airship, like autonomous flying warehouse, is flying, landed near a city, and electrical trucks are coming and taking fresh goods into the stores. This is a different world, much cleaner, much accessible for farmers and consumers. Arctic, just coming back to some of the characteristics, this airship can sustain heavy snow, winds up to 60 nautical miles. This is over 110 kilometers per hour, which is needed for the Arctic. Zeppelin, by the way, visited the Arctic. A lot of tourist opportunities, as I would say, flying, yacht, military, conveying, a lot of soldiers, up to 500 soldiers, mobile radar, AWACS, Mr. Nissan from, Itzhak Nissan from, former from IAI, know this technology of AWACS very well. It can be packed even with more effectiveness and with much longer endurance in such a platform. A lot of innovation are needed. I don't have the time to talk about aerodynamic design, about ballasting. You can think yourself about the challenge of landing and taking in, and especially taking out, about 60 tons. What happened? How does it stay close to the ground? So there is a very sophisticated active ballasting, very sophisticated structure, etc. And I would finish by concluding that this is really exploring new markets and technology. This is one of the, not only, but most striking, unvisited frontier, although it's rooted very strongly to the past. This is one of the new frontiers of aerospace, which is developed here, can be, of course, in the future, can be and should be electrical, can be operated on renewable energy, on solar energy. It's a really game changer. And finally, we are looking for cooperation with aircraft producer, because we believe that only harmony and only synergy and real partnership between LTA producer and aircraft producer is something that can do this game changer. And we are looking for a triangle where we would like that part of it, major part of it, will be produced in India, of course the aircraft producer, and we are now establishing an IP, a design center, from a variety of reasons, out of Russia, of course with the active support of my company. And I'm looking for people who would like to join this adventure and join us, whether to supply things, etc. we are, again, in advanced design stage, looking for investment and looking for partners. Thank you very much.